Yo, what's up guys? Heroes Only. I'm here today with a Yu-Gi-Oh community video, and I'm also going to be showing the deck profile that I'm planning to play this week at locals. I'm going to try to make it to locals at least twice this week. So I'm not going to be really going into specifics about the deck profile, but this is more of just like me showing you the deck, but we're just going to be talking about the Yu-Gi-Oh community. So without further ado, let's get the video started. Okay, so let's start out with this community video. Number one, it's just a game. Don't take it too deeply. Have fun. Try your best to put yourself in a position to win. And that's just how I want to start this thing. It's just a game, bro. That's the main thing. Another thing in the community. Let's talk about toxic players, bro. Like, I'm sure we've all seen our fair share of toxic players within the community. And, you know, those are the players that are giving Yu-Gi-Oh a bad reputation, you know what I mean? Because, you know, just their attitudes and the way they treat others in the community, it's just overall just bad for the game. And there was some like stuff going on in the community that I had never seen before. I'm sure if you keep up with the Yu-Gi Tube scene, you probably seen it. And it's kind of crazy to see something like that. But anyway, if you know what I'm talking about, you know. If not, I'm sure it's not hard to find that. But there's some crazy stuff going on or some crazy things revealed going on in the Yu-Gi-Oh community. But anyway, like, just like encountering toxic players. And it's funny that that video came out a few days ago, because recently, and actually in my last deck profile video, I cut it out, and I'm gonna go through my clips and see if I can find the clip of it and just put the audio in there. But it's funny, I started to go on like a little tangent about toxic player that I had encountered that night, and I just thought it was crazy to see that, you know, a video came out talking about, you know, the community and toxic players and pro players and stuff like that. But basically, I probably would have played the clip by now, but basically, I mentioned in my last deck profile video that I tied with Ryzel. And then after the game, he was really salty. Like, I went to play another player and he was like, oh yeah, you know, he was reading cards, and I'm like, bro, let me let y'all in on a little secret. At the beginning of the game, one of his friends walked away with his card sleeves and left the shop. So we burnt 5 to 7 minutes waiting on his friend to come back with his sleeves for the few cards he needed to sleeve up. Also, he didn't move when he saw who he was playing. He's one of those players that feel like you gotta come to them. Like, they're not gonna look and see who they play. They're just gonna sit there and wait for you to come to them and say, hey man, I'm playing you. But you know what? I held my peace. I didn't tell him nothing. Some Yu-Gi-Oh players are very arrogant. They're not humble. And I held my peace. Even though as a man, I had every right to check him for trying to, like, you know, trying to tell a story, but you're not telling it correctly. So now we start this game at about 39 or 38 minutes. At the end of the day, long story short, I know I'm yapping or whatever. Like, long story short, bro, you burnt your own time. But because I forced a tie, because your monster with 10,200 attack couldn't win, and I came back and beat you, all of a sudden you want to talk trash about it behind me because because you're salty that you lost. But you burnt your own time. And those are like the type of toxic players that you see in the community, and it just makes it feel bad. I'm sure every locals or Yu-Gi-Oh scene has them. I guess the next point I'd like to start making is, you know, meta decks versus rogue decks. I mean, at the end of the day, I guess this one is really simple. Play what you like. That's a simple way of looking at it. Play what you enjoy. Play what you like. Play what you think is cool. You know what I mean? Like, I play Heroes. It's my favorite deck to play. I have several other decks, but Heroes is the one that I like to play the most. So, you know, I guess that's a relatively short point. Play what you like. Enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Get to the drawing board. Create something. Strategize, practice, all those things. And when I say let's talk about pro players, I'm not here to bash anyone. But I mean, let's just talk about, this is a community video. We just talk about the Yu-Gi-Oh community. This is one of the points I wanted to touch on, pro players. I was watching a pro players video maybe like a week ago or whatever. And I was in the comments and somebody left a comment that was like, oh, look at this dude trying to talk Droll out of people's decks. You know one thing that's funny? That's a real thing. Like, these dudes, they will definitely use their influence to try to talk you out of playing certain cards so they can go to a big event and do well in it. You know what I'm saying? So they'll just try to talk a card out your deck. My point with that is, like, just have your own mind. Be able to think for yourself. There was no way, I don't care if he's won every YCS that was ever played. You're not going to tell me Droll is not good this format. Droll has been in my main deck at either 2 or 3 this entire format. Like, you're not going to tell me, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to talk me out of playing a good card. But I just think it's funny. And, you know, check the deck profiles. It's either been at 2 with the 3rd one in the side, or all 3 of them was in that main deck. But I'm playing my Droll 100%. You know what I'm saying? You know. So, I guess what I'm really saying is you can't take everything that they say to heart. You did, because it's just funny how, you know, the Yu-Gi-Oh community works, and dudes will try to get those little small advantages and stuff like that in order to do well. But hey, I ain't here to bash nobody, you know, but that's just something to point out. And I thought that was funny after watching that video, you know, because also one day I left locals, like, you know, a few days ago, I left locals. I was getting some cards. And I noticed, actually, this was a couple weeks ago. I noticed that Mermail Atlantean had just all of us, everybody was playing it that night. I was just like, dude, Mermail, and I hadn't been checking Yu-Gi-Oh news or anything. I was like, Mermail must have won the YCS, because why is there 3 Mermail players tonight? It was just crazy. But sure enough, I looked it up the following day, and Mermail had indeed won a YCS. Other than that, ain't nothing wrong with watching videos and deck profile videos. That's what I do here. But I would encourage you that you can watch a video, but put your own spin on it. My last deck profile, I gave a shout out to a dude for this card. I didn't copy and paste his whole deck, but I saw this. I said, okay, I agree with that. And, you know, I added a little bit of that to my own spin on the deck. You know what I'm saying? And even if you copy whole decks, I'm not knocking you for that. I've put so many of my own spins on a hero deck, and to me, that's what it's all about. I was always playing 3 crossouts in my hero deck, whether it was in the main or the side. I watched a lot of hero deck profiles. I was like, bro, I'm the only hero player that's running 3 crossout designators and 1 dimension shifter is a crossout designated target, because my spin on the deck is I'm just not trying to lose the shifter. I have videos talking about Konami, please, like in the past, please don't ban crossout designator, because that's my card right there. So, you know, always put your own spin on something. I was the hero player that was playing 3 prohibition. You feel me? Because I just thought it was a nice little card to give a try. And I definitely stopped. I made some dudes hold them droves and hold them nibs in their hands. So, you know, ain't nothing wrong with having your own style with this thing. You know, and speaking of crossout, I be thinking it's funny when I see crossouts pop up in people's like potential ban lists. I feel like some of these pros, bro, they want crossout designator banned so bad, because from their perception, it's a wreck in a mirror match. You know what I mean? But like, also, it doesn't. It helps the rogue decks not completely get shut down. Yeah, crossout goes crazy in a mirror match, but that's what it is when everybody plays the same decks. That's just what it is. Like, that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? So don't blame the card because everybody likes to play the same stuff. Crossout designators out here like helping these decks that are rogue because people are playing the decks that they like, and they help them not to lose to one singular hand trap. So soon as I came back to the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! In 2020 when I started playing Master Duel, dude, crossout designator quickly became one of my favorite cards to play. It's an awesome card, you know, but I'm pretty sure I can just wrap it up there, and I'm finished with the deck profile. Little community talk, something I haven't really done too much, but yeah, that's all I have for you today. I don't think I missed any points that I wanted to touch on. If I did, hey, for another day. Anyway, thanks for watching. Peace.